Moza. Before going on to this ad break, I told you that if you want to improve your public speaking skills, check out Toastmasters. You can go to tmradio.info, tmradio.info. But now I have with me somebody from Toastmasters who is a leader in software engineering. He has been with Toastmasters for 7 years. He has done every club role from VP marketing because I even forgot I used to do this entire thing about 10 years ago. And now he's also an avid hiker who has hiked Mount Whitney. Vamshi, welcome to Radio Zindagi.
Thank you, Sunny. It's great to be here. I've always been on the listening side for a change. Being part of the radio show is amazing. Thank you
We are
for having
very
me.
happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunny. Pleasure
So,
to be here.
so Vamshi, my intro. So I've been doing this radio show for like over 13 years, but I have also done Toastmasters for 2, 3 years when in the Sunnyvale area. I was also pretty much officers, and I was also I forgot the role names now. District, what do we call it? One level
There's area,
area
division,
director.
district. Yes.
Yes. See, I forgot all the names, but I want to tell you beforehand that, before even we start, that it was very helpful for me, even though I do public speaking pretty much on a daily basis. But what I learned at Toastmasters were very good feedback because that kind of feedback you will never get anywhere else. Having said that, now for the listeners. So, listeners, if you're wondering what is Toastmasters, is it a workshop, seminar? What is it? Vamshi will put light on that.
Sunny and hello, listeners. Toastmasters is an international organization where a group of people they meet regularly to practice public speaking and leadership skills, and that is the important thing. Practice leadership and speaking skills. So, who is Toastmasters for? It is for everyone. It's for adults. It is for even kids under the age 18. It's not some kind of a seminar or an expensive seminar, that kind of thing. It costs less than a drink of coffee if you attend, a session of Toastmasters. So I come from Danville 1785 club. We meet 4 times a week, I mean 4 times a month, weekly once. And that is where we get to practice the public speaking skills. It's a safe space where members, Sunny, you've been a fellow Toastmasters, you've gone through this journey, and it's amazing how much consistency and practice helps in improving these skills.
Absolutely. And it's great to have like-minded people in the room because everybody's kind of helping each other. And even on the days that you don't speak, you get to learn a lot from other people's speeches and feedback.
Absolutely.
So those of you listeners who are very new to this, are there any other skills that people can learn at Toastmasters besides just public speaking?
Sunny, yes, 5 skills I would like to highlight in particular. Leadership comes a lot. Every club member, through officer roles like president, there's a club and there's a president for the club, treasurer, a vice president of education, vice president of public relation. So I currently am a vice president of a public relation. So what is public relation? How do I improve my skills in brand marketing? In my software engineering, I don't get to practice those skills. So here I'm the person who is creating flyers, who is creating content. How do I advertise? How do I generate? How do I invite more members into the club where a diverse set of members can join the club? So how do I promote my club? So these are the various, whether it's finance, whether it is membership, that is one. Active listening. This is a very important skill. Hearing and listening, there's a difference, right, Sunny? Um, so
Absolutely.
as members speak and give public the speeches, there are different roles that allow us to listen actively and pay attention to what is being said, how it's being said. Evaluators get to evaluate, which requires active listening skills. Impromptu thinking. You are like, this is a skill that all of us will need at some point. You're put on the spot, whether in your meeting, whether in your conversation. How do you come up, think on your feet, and be able to respond to that? Meeting facilitation. I'm in a software engineering. I be on a lot of meetings. How do I conduct meetings? Whether it's software engineering, whether it's non-software engineering, any domain for that. That's another one. Last but not least, I would say time management. There are several the speeches, evaluations done during the club meeting, and you need to be on time, and it teaches you how to consistently practice and deliver on time. So, Sunny, in summary, I would say even though Toastmasters it's marketed as public speaking and leadership skill, most members say listening, leadership, and on your feet thinking skills are actually what changed their careers.
I couldn't agree more with you, Vamshi. Absolutely, because what happens in that room, and back me up on that, that your fear of doing that goes away. It's not that you become really like you can, but the fear, because most people have fear about table topics, like how do I even do that? But because you do consistently, the fear of that thing goes away.
Absolutely. Table topics is one thing. Looking at how other members speak and deliver speeches, or how do they on the feet come up with the topics. It's a lot of observing and listening, because I want to be myself. I want to see how I learn these skills and apply in my own way. So a lot of ways we can learn.
Totally. Now, lots of our listeners, because this is an Indian radio station, lots of our listeners, for them, English is a second language. Now, they might be wondering, is Toastmasters apt for somebody for whom English is not the first language? Can you shed some more light on that?
Absolutely. It is for everyone. In fact, I would say in our club, we have members whose first language is English. It is not about whether English is a first language or second language. What I've seen is, as you said, Sunny, the fear of speaking in front of someone. I have team members who are introverts, who are extroverts. I personally, I'm an introvert. I never was daring enough to go and approach someone and say hi and introduce myself. And being part of the Toastmaster, it gives you a taste into various aspects of speaking, approaching. How do you how do you structure your sentences? How do you convey your message? So the audience who are not English is not your first language. Um, the key thing I learned from my Toastmasters journey experience is being consistent, being able to practice in a safe space where I'm not judged and what I'm saying and how I'm saying are key things to overcome. I think once you overcome that fear, you improve that confidence in yourself, and naturally, whether it's English your first language or second language, you're able to express your thoughts and views clearly. So that's how I would say one could benefit from Toastmasters.
So now you said you are also, you were or still are an introvert. So being a Toastmaster for so long, is that one of the biggest changes, or is there something else also that you want to tell our listeners that has changed in you because of going to Toastmasters regularly?
Sunny, let me tell you a story. I first time Toastmasters session that I joined, I was all the way in the back seat trying to hide myself. Like, please don't pick me in the impromptu speech. So when I was called upon, you know, it felt like the world fell on me. So I mustered up courage, walked in front. It was an in person. Now we also do remote as well. So it was an in person, and there was a lot of butterflies in my stomach. Somehow I said few words, and I just didn't look at anyone, and I walked away. And at the end of that session, somebody called me and encouraged me, hey, I really liked what you said and how you said that really raised my confidence. And since then, I've been consistently practicing, just attending, looking at how others speak, observing and listening and learning from them. I'm now a mentor and a coach for several members in my line of work in my club.
Hmm.
So that is how I would say that has changed me. The last thing I would say, Sunny, is I am in a lot of meetings, and I need to be able to be comfortable to give feedback, constructive feedback. So Toastmasters helps me and has helped me significantly in how I approach providing feedback. I've represented my club in the district as an evaluator, and providing evaluation, constructive evaluation is a key thing as well. So Danville 1785 Toastmasters has definitely made a difference in my public speaking skill.
Fantastic. What we are seeing now is a new and improved version of Vamshi. We didn't know him before, 7 years before, but I'm sure he's validating that he is new, improved from that time. So I understand, that shyness in the beginning. Now I'm sure you see the same thing in new members who come in. You're like, it needs a little bit of time. And after that, they open up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Vamshi, before I let you go now, if somebody who's listening right now, they're interested in knowing more about Toastmasters in general, what should their next step be? How can they know more about Toastmasters?
The next step is to visit tmradio.info. So it's TM for Toastmasters, tmradio.info, where you will get help in finding a club near you that fits your schedule. Several clubs operate on several days. Sometimes some clubs meet multiple days a week, sometimes once a month. So really, can find a club that works with your schedule. In the morning, some clubs run in the evening, some clubs run in the weekend. So tmradio.info is where you can find all the info.
Fantastic. And I'll just add one more point from my side is that people who are just curious, they can go and attend these meetings as a guest as long as they want and then get comfortable and then join one of the clubs. Is that right, Vamshi?
There's absolutely no pressure.
Absolutely.
That is right, Sunny. So you can join as many times as you want. Feel comfortable. I would encourage attend multiple clubs, get a taste of it. And if you are around the East Bay, definitely come and check out us at Danville 1785 Toastmasters Club.
Fantastic. Thank you, Vamshi. Once again, listeners, tmradio.info, tmradio.info. Vamshi, thank you so much for sharing your experience, your story, and telling our listeners about Toastmasters.
Thank you for having me, Sunny.
Thank you. Take care.